Hello everybody. Hi Ray, hi Rick, hi Kathy. How are we all doing? Look, it's Christmas. I've got my 2 bits of Christmas decoration up. And some Christmas music that shouldn't get me a copyright strike. Woohoo! Christmas! I mean, I'm not normally on Christmas. I hate Christmas with my family. The thing I like most about Christmas is spending time with my friends, and I quite like, my favourite part of Christmas is the catalyst side of Christmas. I like thinking about my friends to buy them nice presents. That's my favourite part. Kathy was just watching Xena, made her nearly cry in the first 10 minutes. Wow. Not bad for late 90s Australian knockoff stuff. Yeah, I say knockoff, that's not. The only good bit about Christmas, free time for work, make nice gifts for your cuties. Which this is true, you don't need Christmas to give gifts to your friends and loved ones. Whether you make them or whether you buy them. When they're not doing silly comedy episodes, they know how to pull the strings. Fair enough. Fair enough. I have been enjoying your odd little tweets here and there about your watch of Xena. I remember seeing it on, quite enjoying it. It was good fun. I think I remember it slightly more fondly than I do Hercules, but also that could just be the Kevin Sorbo of it all. This reminds me, I've got on DVD, and I should sit down and watch over the next 3 weeks, The Box of Delights. What little thing. Ray is making Kira cook her dinner. Cook them dinner, sorry. I'm confusing everyone, and all pronouns are banned because my brain is broken and I've forgotten them all. Kira's pronouns are she, her. Ray's pronouns are they, them, or it, its. Ray is making Kira cook it dinner. She will be back with the food in a bit. Blue, blue, blue. Pronouns, thank you. And the thing is, the annoying thing is if I look just to the left, I would see your pronouns, but I'm looking at the chat window in the thing there. Hello Jess, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's take that down a little touch more. There's a lot of horn there. A lot of horn. Hello, hello. The troublemaker has logged on. Not you, Jess. This little troublemaker there. I purposely grabbed his tail for that. Yes, hello. A lot of horn is basically this chat. Oh, yes. The snack wanter has arrived. Yes, you have. Right, we're going to play a game in a minute. But yes, Kathy, Doctor Who theories. I promised Kathy this a little bit earlier on Twitter. So some of you are going to be like, oh, fucking hell. He's going on about Doctor Who again.
Destroy them. Destroy them at once.
Still, could be worse. Could be wrestling.
What? 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 What?
Right, okay. So, backstory for you folks, for those who don't follow Doctor Who. There's been some controversial changes to canon in the past few years, of which theories abound. But I'm going to have to take you back in time first. I'm going to have to take you back to the 1970s, to Tom Baker's second series as the Doctor, and a story called The Brain of Morbius, which was basically, can we do Frankenstein in Doctor Who? Oh, controversy, oh yes. So, in The Brain of Morbius, the Doctor encounters Morbius, a rogue Time Lord. The Doctor is, of course, a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey, in the constellation of Castorberus. But Morbius was like an evil dictator, genocidal Time Lord who exists purely as a brain and has someone trying to build him a body from parts, the Frankenstein of it all. But there's a scene in there where the Doctor and Morbius have a mind-bending competition. They strap themselves up to some machines and they wrestle psychically. And there's a little screen up that shows them just, well, mostly random images from the title sequence. It was practically a direct rip-off of Frankenstein, more or less. But during the mind-bending sequence, there's a bit where Morbius goes, "How many lives have you lived, Doctor?" And this display shows Tom Baker, John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, William Hartnell, the 4 TV Doctors known to date, then a bunch of other people who were basically like the production team, like the producer and the script editor and directors who were working on other stories at the time, who'd gone for a day trip to the costumes department and got themselves dandied up and in finery, and they took some photos, and they were like, hey, oh, what a laugh, hey, oh, the Doctor's mysteriousness, live more lives. Exactly, this was before Carpet 22, thank you for the follow. If you want to, please say hello and chat. In fact, there's a little bean reward you can do to say that you're not a robot and you know what traffic lights look like. Yeah, the year later, they then put in the piece of canon. They put in the piece of canon that said that Time Lords have 12 regenerations, so they can only have 13 lives after doing this thing. 'Cause, canon, what the hell? And this was the 70s, and nobody cared. The 13th Doctor's donkey's years away. Welcome in, Carpet 22. Feed Carpet 22 ones and zeros. I'm afraid this is a non-binary channel, friend. I thought of a great t-shirt idea. I'll talk to you about it later. Right, so Brain of Morbius. Brain of Morbius has these images of what are taken to be previous generations of the Doctor, but really not really. And to be honest, my headcanon for that, and I don't know what yours is, because I'm really only talking to Kathy here, but please feel free to join in. We'll get to the game in a bit, Carpet. I'm talking Doctor Who theories first. I'll get to 6B. But my headcanon was that this was the Doctor taking the piss. If you've ever seen the Space Museum, which was a First Doctor story, there's a bit where they put a mind probe on the Doctor. Not the mind probe! Never mind. And they ask him questions about how did you get here, and he projects images of a penny farthing on their screen because he's taking the piss. So that was my headcanon for the Morbius Doctors, was that it's just the Doctor's taking the piss. He just, here's some random faces I've seen over the years, I'll just make some shit up, wind Morbius up. Space Museum is amazing if only for the First Doctor pissing around Dalek shell. Exactly. Also, Boba Fett's in it. A young Jeremy Bulloch. Right, so that's the Morbius Doctors. Keep that in the back of your mind. Fast forward now to 2020. And the last series of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. And there's an episode called The Fugitive of the Judoon. And in this episode, the Doctor encounters someone who's called Ruth, who is being chased by the Judoon for reasons we're not quite sure. And the Doctor sort of like does a runner with Ruth, leaving the Judoon to be talked at by other people. And it turns out through like a series of contrivances that actually Ruth is the Doctor. What? How can this be? We've never seen her before. And our Doctor, the 13th Doctor, uses a sonic screwdriver and scans her and goes, oh, you're the same person. How can this be? Are you from my past or my future? But if you're from my past, why don't I remember you? You must be from my future. And the fugitive Doctor, as we now call her, Ruth, goes, well, I've never seen you before, so maybe you're from my future. And it was like, it's a mystery. How can that be? And that was like the big mystery that was in the middle of the season last year. Excuse me. Hydrate. Carpet 22 is just offloading lore about Technobabylon. Please carry on. It'll probably entertain the people who don't care about my Doctor Who lore here. Right, go to the end of the series last year. And we have this whole setup where the Master has come back yet again and is even crazier and has burnt Gallifrey to the ground. And he captures the Doctor. And he shows the Doctor a bunch of lore, of like the deepest, darkest lore of Time Lord history, where let's call a proto-Time Lord. The Shobogans were the name of the race before the Time Lords, but it goes out and is exploring the universe and finds this foundling child just left alone underneath a great big space portal. So adopts her, as you do. Big space portal, child underneath, let's adopt the child. Then she discovers that the child has the power of regeneration. Like the child falls off a cliff and regenerates into another child. And she's like, what's this? Is this the secret to immortal life? And instead of being an explorer of space, now becomes, quite frankly, the worst kind of scientist who repeatedly kills this child to try and find the answer of regeneration, and finds the solution to regeneration and then gifts it onto her people, and they become the Time Lords, along with sort of like the ancients, Omega and Rassilon, and found Time Lord society with this concept of regeneration. But who is called the Timeless Child, this kid who was found at the bottom of the space portal, has their mind wiped. They go into something called Division, which seems like some sort of black ops kind of thing. And they get their mind wiped. And then the Master said to us, do you know who the Timeless Child is, Doctor? It's you. You're the Timeless Child. And the Doctor's like, what? I'm the Timeless Child? Yeah, you're the special one. And that's kind of more or less where this whole story takes us to. And controversy. What? There were doctors before William Hartnell? How can that be? That's destroyed the legacy of 60 years of show. I'm never watching this show again. They should never have put a woman in it. Lots of people very angry for different reasons. So here's the thing, though. Number one, we only have the Master's word for it that the Doctor is the Timeless Child. For those who are great fans of film and television and watch CinemaSins, know that the key phrase is show, don't tell. The Master showed us the history of Tecteun and the discovering the Timeless Child and operating on the Timeless Child and discovering the secret of regeneration. The Master doesn't show us the Timeless Child turning into William Hartnell. In fact, the Master explicitly says that he loses track of the story. It gets buried deep within the Matrix, the repository of all Time Lord information. It gets buried so deep that even he can't break it. So, how does he jump to this conclusion that the Timeless Child is the Doctor? I don't buy it. So I don't think the Doctor is the Timeless Child. Number one. Number two, how does the fugitive Doctor fit into all this? Because here is someone seemingly from the Doctor's past. Seemingly from before the first Doctor. But think of the clues here. Why do we think that this character is from the Doctor's past? The fugitive Doctor. Number one, when they dig up her TARDIS, and the design of the interior of the TARDIS is very close to the 1960s set, with the thing above the console and what have you. She also calls it her ship, which is something they used to do in the 60s a lot. So this kind of pushes her character more towards the 60s. There's also the fact that allegedly she doesn't recognise the sonic screwdriver. The sonic screwdriver was invented for a Patrick Troughton story, popped up in a couple of little Patrick Troughton stories, and got used heavier throughout the third and fourth Doctor's reigns. But there's something very, very sneaky about the language used. The 13th Doctor says, you don't recognise the sonic screwdriver. The fugitive Doctor goes, smart enough not to need one, mate. She never denies knowing what a sonic screwdriver is. She just thinks herself above a cute little gizmo, as she also calls it. She never explicitly denies the sonic screwdriver. Which takes us to season 6B, a popular fan theory, which goes, yeah, you'd strap in with a G&T, Ray. You're gonna now I've got to explain season 6B to everybody. Okay, so at the end of the War Games, yeah, the second Doctor Sonic was basically little more than a screwdriver. It turned into a fancy Deus Ex Machina type tool somewhere around the third Doctor's reign, I think. But at the end, the second Doctor's last story, the War Games, there are some notable things. That is the very first time in Doctor Who lore that the Time Lords are mentioned. I don't think they even mention the planet they're from, but that's the very first time that the Doctor says his people are the Time Lords. And at the end of that story, they put the Doctor's companions, Zoe and Jamie, back to their time and wipe their memories of their adventures with the Doctor. And they forced the Doctor, into exile in Earth in the 1970s, or maybe the 1980s, and they forced the Doctor to regenerate. But what we never actually see is Patrick Troughton turn into John Pertwee. We see Patrick Troughton go, ooh, and do some rubber-faced goon stuff. And that's it. And then the next story, Spearhead from Space, John Pertwee falls out of the TARDIS in the second Doctor's clothes. Now, forward yourself to the 5 Doctors, the 20th anniversary, when all the Doctors appear in an adventure together, and there's a little bit where the second Doctor bumps into Jamie and Zoe. But they say, oh no, Doctor, you shouldn't go on, you can't go on, you must go back. And then the Doctor goes, wait a minute, the Time Lord sent you back to your time stream and wiped all your memories of my adventures. I don't believe you're real, I think you're phantoms. And they go, no, Doctor, no! And they were phantoms. So the second Doctor, in the 5 Doctors, knows that Jamie and Zoe were sent back in time and had their minds wiped. And he can only know this if it happened after his last story, the War Games. Fast forward a few more years to the 2 Doctors, where we're introduced to the Doctor and Jamie, and they're on a mission for the Time Lords. And the Time Lords, again, haven't only get mentioned in the War Games. How can this be? The Season 6B theory says that just at the end of the War Games, just before the Doctor is forced to regenerate, he's actually taken out of time by a secretive agency. And in the in Tom Baker's reign, there was an agency called the Celestial Intervention Agency. The CIA. They were ripping off the Manchurian Candidate. And so the Season 6B theory says that, maybe the second Doctor does this secretive work for the Time Lords and is allowed to pick up Jamie and pick up Victoria and have weird ventures with them. But then for everything to be reset, he's then finally drawn back because he's taken the piss too much. And they go, right, fuck you, exile to Earth, Jamie, Victoria, Zoe, everyone go back, get your memories wiped. And that's the Season 6B theory. So what if the fugitive Doctor takes place in Season 6B? What if Patrick Troughton's Doctor at some point regenerates into the Ruth Doctor, the fugitive Doctor, and has further adventures? It fits with the TARDIS looking 60s in design, her calling it a ship. She doesn't necessarily, like I say, she hasn't necessarily gone, I don't know what a sonic screwdriver is. So it could fit there. Also what fits is that the Time Lords can wipe memories. And in the Five Doctors, they try and grant the Master a whole new regeneration cycle, so they have control of granting regeneration. So to have the Doctor regenerate, wipe their memories of entire regeneration, and put another regeneration in them is, I think, perfectly plausible. And so far, we have had nothing to contradict that. And so that's why I think The Fugitive Doctor is, in fact, Season 6B, or maybe 6C, and that the Timeless Child is not the Doctor. Until, of course, we'll see what happens. We're in the middle of Doctor Who Flux at the moment. There's 2 more episodes of that. That could change everything. There are 3 more specials after that. Anything could happen. But there you go. That is my Doctor Who theory time. Hope I haven't bored you too much. Let's see. This is mainly for Kathy, who's been adding some notes in there. I like this as a headcanon, but 2 problems with it. A, Pertwee is wearing Trout's outfit at the start of his first episode. B, it breaks the maximum number of regenerations for the 50th anniversary episode. Could you watch the VOD, Kira? So you're right. Yes, Pertwee is wearing Troughton's outfit at the start of his first episode. But again, if you have wiped someone's memory of their adventures, might you throw them into the clothes that they last thought they were wearing? It breaks the maximum regenerations for the 50th anniversary episode. Yeah, but again, I think that this max number of regenerations is definitely an external limit. That's what the Timeless Child story tells us. And the Five Doctors implies that, well, we can just gift people regenerations. So if you can gift people a whole new regeneration cycle, why not one? Hello, Art, who dipped out Doctor Who several years ago and is missing all this controversy. Lucky you. Long story short, they sneak in the future to be in the second and third since the regeneration is shown screen. Yes, pretty much. Anyway, shall we carry on with some video games? Because we've had Carpet come in. Carpet 22, who's just like, I love this game that you're playing, Technobabylon. It's a fun game. Oh, it's so good. The release party of Technobabylon was great. The husband-wife team with their own voice actors, and Dave Gilbert too. Watch It I published. Release party was right by their apartment on 5th Avenue. It's usually in a pub. Carpet 22 comes in and goes, this is a great game. I want to share things I know about this game. And then just got me wibbling on about fucking Doctor Who for ages. Poor Carpet. They may have left already, but if you are still with us, thank you for hanging on. Jess is getting antsy now. Just fucking carry on with the fucking game, is it? Alright, let us play the game. Right, now we're going to catch you up on the plot of this. Have I had any apple donuts lately? No. I do have some bubblegum flavour Lances and Rose's cake bar. Strawberry Dream, which I might munch on in a bit. Right, quick catch up on the plot of this. We're a cop. We're investigating the mindjacker. And we were going to talk to someone about the mindjacker, but someone had spiked their wine and they killed their partner, then got their robot maid, their anatomically correct robot maid, to kill them. Not the apple donut rant. So having discovered a dead body of a possible witness or someone, a person of interest, we're now back at the station for some reason in the mortuary with some dude who was a biobomb who we talked down. 2 streamers you know how to totally derail now. Bored of this game. Let's get DJ to talk about Doctor Who again. Right, what have we got? What have we got here? We've got a hologram.
They've holomapped his bone structure. Years of gene tampering left this kid's bones weakened and warped all around his body. It's a volumetric hologram. Even I know I can't actually grab it.
Boo.
The X-ray shows I was right. He had the spinal brace for scoliosis. It's a symptom of the genetic adjustments made to his bones. It's already been compiled for the report.
Preliminary surgical report. Suspect case E8707141. Name Thomas Beckett. Suspect terminated in process of security actions at Barbers Gate Transit Station. Red Line 4th Network. Engaged in behaviour deemed threatening to public welfare. Surgeon's report. It is apparent that the suspect has been subjected to extensive prenatal genetic engineering, though this modification has been seen on a number of occasions. Throughout childhood, the normal deposition of calcium compounds into the skeleton has been reprogrammed to substitute explosive nitrate compounds, leading to secondary bone disease. Subject was taken into custody without harm to public, but has been determined to be a continued danger due to physical composition and risk of relapse into undesirable worldview. Suspect was terminated at 0400 hours via barbiturate overdose. Caution: disposal of remains should be handled with extreme care. Though subject can no longer trigger a detonation, the skeleton remains still retain risk of volatility. Handle with care as with previous such cases. Amazing. It's not difficult to derail a guy. This is true. So we have an explosive remains.
It's already been compiled. Apparently, the high quantities of explosives in his bones was giving him joint problems. Poor kid must have been in a lot of pain. It's already been... They've been using drones like that for auto or telepresence surgery since I was a kid. Looks like it's finished with the autopsy. It's operated by Central. There isn't anything I can do with it.
Reports tell you that he was euthanized shortly after being taken into custody. Despite assurances that his death was a product of Central's caution, you can't help but perceive it as a spiteful show of power. Pretty sure it takes a vast amount of barbiturates to kill someone. Challenge accepted. You've never personally performed an autopsy, but you're sure you need more than your bare hands. Okay. Ever get the feeling we're going to have to cut this kid up? By taking control of the surgical apparatus. Oh yes, and we got this memory module that we're going to give to someone who's got all our kids.
The strangely configured memory module demanded by the blackmailer gives Lau a headache when she's too near it, suggesting it's broadcasting a signal that her wetware is picking up.
Alright, let's go out to the corridor. Not a lot else happening there. Oh, good. We brought the maid with us.
Better not touch it. Lau's probably got her own plans for it. Knowing Lau, I can't be certain that her interest in that thing is purely academic.
What are you saying exactly? Say what? Yeah, I know, right? Any new emails? No, these are all... Huh. You're dead. Nothing new there.
I guess I should have turned these over to the evidence locker.
Of course. Of course. Just casually kept a hand, some cooking gel and a knife in our drawer. As you do. Number of cables run directly into the building's electrical and data flow systems from Lau's desk. Apparently, a customized wetware gear sometimes requires tremendous resources, and she doesn't care how many of the building's technicians complain about it pulling floors open.
Trying to tidy Lau's desk for her is a battle lost before it's even fought. That's what she says, like it was something from the art of war.
Gotta have something for those weekday dinners. I'm not certain if his interest in the hand is purely academic. Alright, so we're not going to see Santiago. You're right, it is nice and warm now. Alright, let's see who's in the waiting room. You are in a waiting room. Still the kid, huh?
Hey, kid. You alright?
Hey kid, want to see a bloody dismembered hand?
He can't use that anymore.
Right, worth a shot. Kira hasn't got a drawer of work, just has to keep her off knife and cooking gel under her desk. I use a Tupperware container for mine. Right, let's go to our balcony. And have a quiet phone call, hopefully. So last time we were here,
I don't even know what this...
we had a phone call from... yeah, okay. Oh, it's a granite bench. We had a phone call from a mystery person who said, go and get this memory card, and then we were interrupted. So surely we should get that call again, but how do we contact them? We got our case notes, it's not there. We're not calling now, we're not calling Central. Star 69? I don't think there's a Star 69 function on this. Nope. Fragments? I'm going to clear smashed remains lie in the grass. What are they?
What the hell is this?
It is what you saw earlier to show you two things. Firstly, it serves to prove what I have in my possession. Second, that you must be very careful what you say when you speak with me.
I have the memory module from Vanderwall's place.
Good. Place it on the bench in your garden.
Okay, module's in the garden.
Excellent. I'm sending you an address. It's a dump of a studio apartment out in the barrel. The occupant is on vacation. I want you to destroy it.
Excuse me?
Procure an explosive device, plant it within his apartment.
Where am I supposed to find a bomb?
You work for Cell, Dr. Regis.
I wonder.
If anyone had access to such a device, I've no doubt it would be yourselves. Legitimate or otherwise.
Why do you want this apartment destroyed?
My reasons are not your concern, Dr. Regis. What is your concern, however, is the matter of your embryo's safety.
Yeah,
How would
yeah.
I even get something like that out?
I hear Central isn't quite itself at the moment. Strike now, while the iron is hot.
Theft of evidence is one thing, but I cannot, will not destroy an apartment.
Come now, Doctor. What would Viksha think? You're putting pride before the safety, the lives of your children.
How do I know you won't just, like this one, you'd...
You don't. This is the best chance you have of their survival in any case. Destroying an unoccupied apartment, that's all I ask.
There we go, now we're just going to make someone homeless. Just because of our kids, honestly. Surely Star 69 still exists. I mean, not many people use landlines anymore, I know. Also, a great REM song. And it is mirrored by an Arab strap song called 1471. The Arab strap song isn't quite a poppy number as the REM song. Anything in my tool locker? Still empty. I think I probably know Star 69 mainly from the REM song. And possibly from some other references. Right. Well, I suppose I could cut up the remains with a knife. Yep. The body is not at a great deal of examination. You suppose they're being careful about the potential volatile nature of parts of his body. You make a slice along his thigh and pull his femur loose. We've now got an explosive femur. Yeah, I'm sure, like, somewhere in the movies, like maybe Scream or something, might have mentioned Star 69 as something you can do to find out who called you. That's also now the REM song is stuck in my head. I know you called, I know you called, I know you called. Star 69! In retrospect, Monster was a pretty banging album. Might listen to it later. Right, we've got an explosive bone. Are we in fact? This isn't the same apartment, is it? Is it? Apparently I can just pull out a femur like that. That's because I'm ace. This isn't the same apartment, but maybe it's in the same apartment block. Whoever lives here is a collection of old manga yellowed with age. Apparently they appreciate classical media as much as yourself. Despite the fact that you're about to destroy their apartment, you feel that it would somehow compound your crimes to steal from the bookshelf as well. Still, this could be a good place to plant the explosive as well. As it is, the bone's not going to detonate by itself. You're going to have to find some way of making it unstable. Okay. I presume. Let's heat it up with some thermogel. You cover the bone in the hot thermal gel. It begins to sizzle and crack as the compounds within prepare for a chain reaction. Yes, meanwhile...
Got it.
In the floor below... Achievement unlocked. Fission. Chapter 4. Meeting of Minds.
It'd be an understatement to say it's been a bad day.
Please don't take a picture.
No kidding. I sure wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah, I've got a few problems, but I'm not going to let them threaten what I care about any longer.
We're having haunting visions, huh?
Say that, but I think you're yellow.
Hey, I've got a plan.
If you're so decisive, why haven't you unfrozen any of those embryos?
It's been 20 years, Regis.
You know who it is, Dr. Regis. There's only one person it could be, isn't there?
You think it's Baxter?
Well, you certainly do.
Good evening, Dr. Regis.
Why can't we play
Where
the
are
cool
you,
girl
son
again?
of a bitch?
I saw your handiwork and was most impressed.
So you'll give them back.
I'm sending you an address. You'll find your reward there.
Wait, Baxter.
Sure enough, the tracker shows the call's location, the office of the now paroled Dr. Adam Baxter. Oh my god, Kira, that's fucking brilliant. Pull out a femur, not like the dead guy will resist anyway. Not like he'll say, no, don't steal my femur. I quite like more than one. Amazing. I might have mumbled up the second line, but fucking brilliant. Well done. Pull out a femur, not like the dead guy will resist anyway. Keep thinking that's Brent Spiner or the love child of Brent Spiner and Stephen Moffat. Oof.
How? How is this possible? Traveler, begin recording. Lau, if you're listening to this, well, it means they've caught me. It wouldn't be right if I couldn't explain things to you, though. I've been blackmailed with the lives of my kids. I traced the calls the blackmailer made. There's only one man who would have done this. And yet, thanks to the neural governor, he's also the only one who never could have. I've got to see that justice is done. Good luck, Max.
Okay, so we've picked up a gun and the CI splitter because that'll probably handy. Pull out a femur, not like the dead guy who's gonna resist anyway. Not like you'll say, no, don't steal my femur. I quite like more than one. Much better. That, now we're on it. I like a good Eleanor Rigby.
Better not touch it.
Hey, Charlie.
That's Dr. Regis, corpseman.
Hoo-hoo.
Sorry, Dr. Regis. Sir, I need your help, Doctor. Rescue brought someone in, but I'm not qualified to take the statement.
I'm very busy, corpseman. Can't you find Santiago or Lau?
No, sir. They're still in the AR lab, trying to fight off the heuristic attack. It'll only take a second, sir.
Fine.
Oh, thank you, sir. I've been panicking all evening about it. She's in the waiting room at the end here.
She is in a waiting room. Quins.
He's always smiling. It annoys me because it means he's obviously not paying attention.
She's just in there, sir.
Ah, hello.
Oh, hey, some service. These flexes are broken. I can't input anything.
That's because they're not flex screens. They're sheets of paper.
Paper?
Diva.
What is this, the Dark Ages?
I'm Dr. Regis. I'm a cell agent. I've been sent to give you the standard debrief after being involved in something like this. It's our role to do all we can to keep you safe.
Yeah, great job with that so far.
Can I take your name and SOC number?
Sesame Ladha SN 134244.
That's a nice name. Indian? Sri Lankan?
Dunno. Raised by the city. Why do you care?
My wife was Sri Lankan. She always... Oh, you don't care, do you?
That obvious?
Any aliases? Net, trance, flow, those sorts of things.
Mandala.
Wow. None I'm telling you, Copper, is the appropriate answer to that question.
What's your employment status?
What do you think? Blue recycled overalls?
So, not currently employed.
Duh.
Perhaps they didn't think you had the right attitude for it. Your health status?
Dunno.
How do you not know that?
Been busy. Only come out to eat.
You're a thrall. Shall I put net addict then?
Put what you want. I don't care.
Where do you live?
The trance.
And where is your physical address?
Well, it was 13E8682 Zeus Street.
Excuse me?
13E8682 Zeus Street?
Yeah.
Why are you here at Cell?
They didn't tell you? Someone cut my network and locked my apartment. I just about managed to crack the door when the whole damn place exploded.
Exploded?
Sure, I didn't like the place, but I didn't do it. Hey, is there a net connection here? I haven't been able to hook up for hours.
Excuse me.
So, can I go?
Nope.
Corpseman, the girl in there's life may be at risk. Do not let her leave without authorization from myself or Dr. Lau.
Can do, Dr. Regis.
Empty apartment, my ass. That girl was locked in there. That asshole knew what would happen when he wanted her killed. I know what he has against me, but why her as well?
Dun 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 dun.
Why is this taking so long? Can I get back in the trance yet?
Excellent. We're in charge of the cool person. What have we got? A trash can. Always search trash
A stainless
cans.
steel trash can. They probably go through everything guessed they're out.
Why is the kid headbanging? The kid is some sort of junkie or something. I'm not sure.
Huh? Fixed to the floor.
What have I got on me? I got residue and log into trans. What the hell?
My wetware's dried up. All I've got left is the crusty layer stuck to my hands.
Ew.
Hello? Huh. Guess he doesn't feel like talking. Old-fashioned hollow hardware for everyone who comes in here not wired. It may only show the news, but it must be connected to the net at large.
Japan begin third round of cloning. Controversial human cloning program. Control and escape. It's never too late. That kabaddi match is still going on, huh? Controversial human cloning.
It won't bring up the menu. The insert coin message on the screen is in the way. It's different from mine, a whole lot older. There's a message on the panel. Insert coin? Whatever that means. I don't have enough wetware to form a connection with anything.
Oh, but I wanted to talk to another food machine.
I can't get the screws out with my bare hands. My nails aren't strong enough for that.
Oh, what? Blue
It's
cup.
the same kind of thing they'd issue in the Skanto apartments.
We have a blue cup.
I knew they weren't flex screens. Really?
We've got some paperwork. Oh.
Hey,
What?
would you mind not doing that?
Doing what? I wasn't doing anything.
I can see you, you know. The camera's there for your own safety.
Fine. I'd better find a way to fix that.
Right, yeah, so there's an air vent, a broken light, a table that we can apparently climb on, and a table base, a water dispenser. Well, let's hydrate, shall we? Now we get a cup full of water. We got a cup full of water and a bunch of paperwork. We can make a papier-mâché model.
I may not be 100% clear on paper, but I don't think that's how it works. You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking. It isn't really that cold in here. It's probably just a formality.
Someone's never paid a pinata, and it shows. Alright, we just stole your sheet, sir. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
I can't reach it from here. The table's screwed in. The table's just like the rest of Cell. Gray, functional, probably stronger than it ought to be.
Right. Okay. Probably get out the air vent somehow. Mission number 1. Block the camera. Alright, so we can't... Yeah. Give the kid some paperwork.
You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
You don't want paperwork?
I may not be one. It feels like he's wired. I could probably make a connection with more wetware. Even if I could...
Okay.
Everything I can scrape off my hands is in the cup. It's a filled up plastic cup. What's left of my wetware is floating in it.
Alright, so we've got something resembling wetware.
Doesn't look like it wants to barter. I can't reach it. Better not. You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking. I can't use it like that.
Hey,
What?
would you mind not doing that?
Doing what? I wasn't doing anything.
I can see you, you know. The camera's there for your own safety.
Fine. I'd better find a way to fix that.
Right.
I can't
So we can't just reach the camera. We've got a plastic cup which now has our wetware in it. Or what remains of our wetware.
I can't reach...
So we can walk over to...
I can't reach it properly from down here. Huh? Fixed to the floor? Better not. I might need...
We don't seem to be able to... Yeah, we're not trying very hard, are we? Climb onto the stack of paperwork.
I can't... As much as I'd like to, there must be something worse I can do to it.
We don't seem to be able to climb onto the trash can in the same way that we climb onto the table.
Hey,
And then he goes,
would you mind not doing that?
Doing what?
The camera's...
I'd better find... Huh? I can't read...
right. I mean, if the trash can's fixed floor, stand on it. Seems about right.
Hello? Huh. I'm not giving it...
Alright, we're not giving it back. Get off.
He looks sick. I hope I don't catch anything off him.
Throwing. No. No. We have not heard of the word throwing. Nor have we heard of the word papier-mâché.
I can't use it like that. I may not be one. I can't use it like. I may not be one. I can't use.
Nope. And, oh.
I may not be.
We got a water dispenser, we got a food machine that's coin op.
I can't use.
Trash can that is seemingly fixed to the floor.
A stainless steel. They probably go.
The drain does not appear to be a hot spot. Not a hot spot. The air vent is, not the drain. The broken light is. I think I have tried.
Doesn't look like it wants to barter.
Yeah, we're not talking
It's
to our
already full.
we're not talking to our friends from THE Foods. Wow, that top note disappeared, didn't it?
I can't get the screws out with my bare hands. My nails aren't strong enough for that.
I do not appear to be clickable.
Hey,
What?
would you?
Doing what?
The camera.
I'd better find a.
Hey,
What?
would you?
Doing what?
I can't. The camera.
I'd better find.
Yes, I do not appear to be clickable. This dude does nothing.
You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
And we can't appear to talk to him about anything.
This must be where people. Hey, let me out! I didn't do anything!
I
Can't reach it
can't.
properly
I
from
can't
down
reach. Help! I have short T-Rex arms. And cannot reach, and I'm unable to stand on a trash can that's fixed to the floor.
Better not. Better not.
Table base. The chair does not appear to be a hotspot, only the table and the table base, both of which are fixed to the floor. Food machine doesn't do much.
It won't bring up the menu.
Right.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
So, Agent,
Just corpseman, actually. Quince. What's your name?
Sesame, Latha.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sesame.
Is she
Pardon my
called?
asking, but you were raised by the city, weren't you?
You read that on my file?
Nah, I was too.
No way.
Yeah, we're practically family.
They're both orphans. Is she called Sesame because we need to get out and open Sesame? Is it that bad a pun, or is it just me?
I've been in here for hours. The guy in the bed isn't much company. What is there to do?
There's the terminal. You can check the news.
Ugh, I can't stand this much of the real world. It's so slow.
I'm sorry. People don't usually spend so long in here. It's just taking a bit longer than usual.
I'm starving. It's been days since the last time I ate.
And was that because you were deep in the trance?
That's not the point. I couldn't get the food machine in here to work.
Oh yeah, they take tokens. Here, have a few. You'll be able to get yourself something.
Ah,
Is it any good?
What kind of machine do you have at home?
The kind that came in Skanto apartments.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah, kind of about that.
Who was that guy who came in?
Oh, Charlie? He's one of the most experienced agents in Cell. A lot of people have trouble getting on with him, but he's just businesslike.
It sounded like he was panicking about something.
I've never thought of him as someone who gets worried. Grumpy a whole lot of the time, sure.
It does look like a Union Army hat.
What's wrong with that guy on the bed? He hasn't said a word in hours.
We're not sure. He was picked up on the street yesterday. It looks like he's come down with a psychophage issue.
So you're just ignoring him?
Well, there's not much we can do until we know what it is.
Why let it show symptoms? Why not connect someone?
All of our Infowar teams are busy with the... never mind.
I need to get back in the trance. How can I make a connection?
Sorry, we don't allow trans connections from inside Cell.
What? That's inhuman! I have rights, you know!
Not to an internet connection, you don't.
Come on, I could just hook something up through that terminal.
I'm sorry, but it's for security.
Would I be able to get some privacy?
What do you mean?
Well, with that camera, I don't think I can, you know, personal stuff, business.
Break out.
I understand how you feel, but I can't cut the camera.
What? That's not fair!
All of the cameras are tied into the centralized network. We can't turn them off, even if we wanted to. It's for your security.
Oh, I see. You're not able to.
Charlie doesn't like it either. He keeps breaking the camera in his office. Central gets real mad at him for that.
Why are you keeping me in this cell? I haven't done anything.
Oh, this isn't a cell. The cells are only 2 cubic meters.
That's not the point. I didn't break the law.
It's for your own safety. Charlie's asked to make sure you stay here until he gets back.
I don't feel very safe. So, how'd you know I was raised by the city?
It was a guess, but your name was a clue. You ever notice how they always assign kids names from nature? Quince, Sesame. We even had a pomegranate in my center.
Huh. I suppose that's true. Never met any with any cool names, though. No tigers or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do the extinct ones, though.
The author's writing very sympathetic cops for a totalitarian police state. Yes, because it's the computers that are being the totalitarians, not the police themselves.
So, how'd you end up working for Cell?
I'm not sure, really. Kinda drifted in. Most of the kids from my center ended up here. Monroe Center, down by the coast, that is. Where'd you grow up?
Taylor, near the lake. Most of us just ended up on Skanto, unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Personally, I think us city kids should stick together. There are so many of us, we'd be a force to be reckoned with.
All computers are bastards.
So, what's your first name, Mr. Corpseman Quince?
It's Amadi, an Angolan name. Apparently that's where my family came from, but I've been here as long as I can remember. The first names are always from kids' cultural backgrounds. What about Latha? Is that, Indian?
Dunno. Probably. I came with a refugee shipment from the war. You ever feel like exploring your roots?
Not really. I grew up here. Newton is my home.
Yeah, there isn't really much for me in the old country either. Except thousands of kilometers of radioactive hot zone. My apartment exploded.
Oh, ouch. Was it a nice place?
Well, no, but that isn't the point.
Accidents like that happen sometimes. At least Cell were able to get you out.
I'm not sure it was an accident. My connection was cut and my doors were locked before it happened.
Who'd want to hurt you, though?
That's just it. I don't know who. I mean, I've pissed people off in net matches sometimes, but this? Thanks for that.
Anytime. Just call if you need anything.
Right, there we go. We've had a long conversation, but what we got now are some tokens we can use with the food machine. And now we've got a metal fork and some food. Splodge the food on the camera. Yes.
Hey, what did you do? I've lost the feed from the camera. Oh, jeez, Charlie's gonna kill me. Why did you do that?
I like my privacy.
Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Please?
Accidents happen. What's the point of having a totalitarian state if there isn't even a proper building code? Feels like it should be the most basic interviews with her when she was brought in. Yes, this is true. And yes, we can throw food at it. Anyway, let's use a metal fork.
There. The table has been freed.
To move the table. To climb up the table.
It's like built into the wall. If I wanted to get through, I'd need to cut it out. That's not going to help me.
Oh, what? You red herring...
Not from up here.
Yeah, we'll get down then. Something to do with a
It's broken, but
something to do with a broken light then.
ah!
Okay.
Ouch. I can't reach. I can't reach. Not from up.
Well, get off the table then.
Huh? Fix.
All right, let's try.
Better not. I think it looks. The table's just like the. I can reach it, but I'm going to. Prying it open with a fork won't help. I can't use it like.
Okay, so we can't wetware it.
It doesn't take.
I
can't use.
What are we trying to do now then?
I can't use. It won't bring up the menu.
So we got a table we can slide around, a broken light that we've electrocuted ourselves with, an air vent that we were just like, oh well no, we can't open that, can we?
They must have huge vents in this building. It's like if I wanted to get through.
Can I insulate the fork? I probably can, you know.
It won't bring up.
Yeah.
It won't bring up the.
Pull table. Climb up the table.
I've given it a handle made of that plastic rubbery sheet.
Oh, cunning that
A
the sheet.
rubbery plastic sheet? Why would he have needed? Oh, ew!
Ew, indeed.
It looks like a fire hazard. It's spitting sparks everywhere.
Fire hazard, eh?
This kind of sums up my feelings about paperwork. I guess that's sorta safer.
Okay. Now what?
It's just going to sit there and boil like that. It needs nutrients. I made that mistake the first time I tried to grow wetware.
Right, that, aha.
I put some of it in the cup. Let's see if this works.
Okay, so we're trying to regrow our
Easy.
wetware.
Nothing stands between me and my trance.
Sourdough wetware.
Got it. I can feel the net on the other side. Either it's got some pretty tough shielding, or it's too old to be compatible. From
Oh,
the look of it, I'd say the second one.
I want to talk to him.
I don't think I...
Right, fine. We're online, folks. Or we will be.
Alan wa salam.
Hi? I'm looking for the internet. Are you tapping the line as well?
Indeed I am, except we appear to be doing it from opposite directions.
You're a hacker.
That sounds so crude.
The sort who prefers to be called an adventurer?
I'm merely a concerned citizen. You can call me Jinso.
I'm Mandela.
I'm looking for the internet.
This looks a lot like the kind of place I used to live.
It ought to. It was right above your own. In fact, we're trying to reconstruct the data from moments before the blast.
You know where I live?
We wouldn't be taking our responsibilities seriously if we didn't. We also know that it appears you've been targeted deliberately. These are shots we've been able to recover of the man who planted the bomb.
That's the guy I spoke to.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the Sun Agent who interviewed me. He left like an hour ago. Why do you think it was me they were aiming for?
We hear things. We're also aware that prior to the blast, you were trapped.
Yeah, someone cut my connection and locked the door.
It would appear that you were being kept in place until the bomb was planted.
They probably could have just done it. I'd have been in trance for hours.
They had to be certain. But now that you've escaped, it appears that your life is still at risk.
Why would a cell agent be trying to kill me?
Often, Central's plots are unclear. This, however, is too direct and destructive for how Cell works.
You think it's personal then?
In any case, he knows where you are and that you survived.
He's also got me trapped in one place again.
Then it's imperative that we help you to escape. Our agent may be able to help you with that. He is close at hand.
Wait, the guy in the cell with me? Blonde pseudo-leather jacket, got the shakes?
That would be Guy, yes. He's acting as one of our relays within Cell.
You think he can help me get out?
We work within our own specialties, and his is Cell. If anyone were able to furnish a means for you to escape, it would be him.
Oh yeah, so we just talked to Guy. At Brainmage, please, we are stuck. Please help us.
Looks like a partially built sim.
Indeed, we're using a number of different sources to reconstruct a scene. Cameras, chromatographs, even the charge variances and wiring.
So why are you hooked up to Cell? No offense, but you'd have to be crazy to hack Central.
Fortunately, Central is indisposed. An initial attack appears to have crippled it.
So lots of opportunists are trying their luck while the security's weak.
Precisely. I was assembling this sim at the same time, when you joined it through an outbound port.
Who do you run with? Collective? A nun?
We're a circle of truth seekers and underground journalists. We go by Jahilia.
Never heard of it. What's it mean?
Well, who controls the media today?
Chishiki? They're the biggest.
Exactly. Chishiki, whose name means knowledge. Except in this knowledge, there's nothing but trivia and lies. So where will people find the truth?
Help us, Brainmage, you're our only hope. Where will people find the truth? Not the internet.
On the internet?
No, that's not quite it. Jahilia means ignorance. It's meant to be ironic.
Oh, I see. Even though you are on the internet, trance, that sort of thing, right?
I suppose. Anyhow, that's beside the point.
I'd better disconnect and see if your guy can help me get out.
Bit Tawfiq, I've sent you the location to find us at. I'll be here should you require any further assistance in your escape.
Dress added. Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Can we handle the truth? Apparently we can.
No doubt about it. This is the one who spoke to me. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
The mysterious figure moves back and forth through the simulation, piecing data together.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Shall we ask more questions? Get more exposition?
I read Yoshiki sometimes. What's wrong with them?
That depends. If you want the banal and the trivial, they're absolutely fine. By having a stranglehold on the world's media industry, they are capable of controlling what the majority of the population are aware of.
Are they lying to us?
No, merely deceiving.
Huh?
What they want people to know, they'll report wholly, truthfully, and factually. This is how they've established their credibility. If they or their allies wish something to be suppressed, they've thousands of hackers on staff to destroy systems that pose a threat.
You're kidding.
Not at all. They lead the world in private sector espionage through a number of subsidiaries. As far as Jahilia are concerned, the things most worth knowing are those that others wish hidden. That is why we work against Yoshiki, to ensure that the world knows the whole truth.
I mean, now we're into some proper cyberpunk stuff, and like, Armcorp's great.
You're occupying this terminal's internet port. Mind if I connect to the trans through you?
I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, come on, man. I'll only be a few Gbps. I haven't been on in, like, hours.
I can
Junkie.
assure you, the trance won't be going anywhere without you.
Come on, I need to get back in there.
I'm sorry, I have to keep this port open for our data miners. Plus, it may not be safe for you.
They've already got me in here. What's the worst that could happen?
Think it through. If whoever has been targeting you notices you've come back online,
They'd realize I was still alive.
and exactly where
Boo.
you are. I'm sorry, but until we find out exactly who they are and what they want, you're going to have to remain out of the trance.
Trance won't go anywhere without you, such a mum response. We've got Trance at home.
What's Guy's job then?
He's a good friend of our cause, works as a relay. We keep a connection open to him, and he finds a way to get as physically close as possible to secure systems.
He looks like he could do with your help.
His link was lost several hours ago.
The Trojan psychophage she's infected with.
He has used some risky tactics for getting inside Cell before. While successful, it appears that his work may have overcome him.
What's your beef with Cell anyway? It must be something pretty big to go after one of the most secure systems in the world.
In an organization like ours, the word secure raises red flags. The mere fact that Cell is so opaque tells us they've something they feel worth hiding.
I've never had any problems with them. They seem to do all right running the city.
As long as you remain within your ever-flexible world of the trans, certainly. You may, however, miss that which happens in the tangle of the real that Central controls. And today there was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. We've never seen anyone quite so devastatingly successful. A multi-vector heuristic denial of service attack against Central's inner systems.
But for that, you'd need thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of systems, well prepared, working in synchronicity. Or access to its innermost workings. It's almost too big
Inside
to shoot
job.
all of Central down at a moment's notice.
How's the city still running?
They'll have auxiliary mechanisms in place. Newton's autonomic nervous system to Central's higher brain functions.
With Central settling down, Cell's security system was weaker than ever.
Precisely. An opportunity that Jahilia couldn't pass up.
This is anonymous. Yeah, kind of.
This apartment looks almost exactly like mine. Well, except for all the data artifacts. And it's cleaner.
Not surprising, since it was right above yours.
Are you sure that agent wasn't targeting this apartment?
Unlikely. The occupant was away long-term. Together with trapping you within your apartment and outside of the trance.
Yeah, I thought so. Just hoped it might be someone else they were after. Then I could get back to my trance. Guy's going to help me get out, but what then? I can't exactly go home anymore.
We have much to discuss, and that would be better done on a secure site. There are a number of terminal nodes we use as drop points. One of those will suffice. But remember, do not access the trance on the net until we confirm it's safe.
Any idea why they're after me?
Have you been hacking anyone you shouldn't have?
Nobody who tried to kill me anyway. Could it be related to Cell? It was an agent who planted the bomb.
Not directly. If it was, they'd have finished you rather than keeping you prisoner. I have some theories as to what's going on, but we'll know more for certain later.
Once you've had a chance to pull data out from Central while it's down.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Off one.
Alright, well, I suppose we go back and talk to Guy.
Hello? Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
We make a wet connection with
I
him.
made a connection with his neural hub.
Doesn't feel like talking, but maybe we can have a chat in cyberspace. Hello, Guy and Guy.
Hi there.
Oh, hey. Make yourself at home. Everyone else seems to in here.
I'm Mandela.
Guy, I'd shake your hand, but, well...
You alright?
Oh yeah, just peachy. Well, I would be if that imposter would go away.
I am not an imposter. I am the real.
Whose name?
Well, there's your problem. He's stuck in a wall.
You alright?
Oh yeah, just peachy. Well, I would be if that imposter would go away.
I am not an imposter. I am the real.
Whose name?
How'd you wind up like this?
Well, you know that urban myth about the human resources Trojan?
The one that makes you move to China and join a factory collective?
Turns out, it's not a myth. If I'm correct, Cell have brought me in for treatment.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, duh. I don't want to work in a Han factory.
All glory to the Greater Han Republic.
Shut up!
Jinsel says hi.
Oh, does she? Tell her she owes me double for this one. I lost touch with her hours ago.
She says you know a way out of here?
Well, sure. It's even easier when Central's down. Of course, I'm gonna need something from you.
What's with Pinocchio?
It's a disguise. Normally, by this stage, the Trojan is in control of its host motor functions. It makes a really clumsy mind state echo of the host, then uses it to try to make a convincing flight to Greater Han.
He didn't look like he's in control in meat space.
Peace, bread, and work in the Greater Han Republic.
It's kind of a stalemate at the moment.
He's taken to bombarding you with propaganda instead?
It thinks it can wear me down.
Long life and prosperity to our beloved land of Greater Han.
So, why are you in a cell in Cell with a broken Trojan in your head?
I'm acting as a relay for pirated connections into Cell.
That sounds dangerous.
Pays good, though.
Money is the yoke of capitalism.
Thing is, it's been harder and harder to get into Cell HQ.
So you infected yourself with this?
They have to bring in someone with something like this. Even if they can't treat it, they can at least quarantine.
Giving you an ideal spot to relay signals through your neural wiring.
Exactly.
Fine. What is it you want?
I need an edge to help me get rid of the chatterbox. For that, I need epinephrine. See if you can get them to bring any in.
And if they don't?
You look clever. You can probably find a way to make it.
Substance abuse is the curse of the working classes.
Why do you want this stuff?
The people here don't exactly know what they're doing. Cell's treatment might work, or I might walk out of here and straight to Greater Han. The epinephrine will give me enough of a boost to make sure it's me who wins the battle.
We must persevere in the great revolutionary struggle.
Plus, it's the kind of thing that most chemical synthesizers can make.
Wait, like a food machine?
Probably.
Why do you want...
The people here sells the epinephrine.
We must...
Plus.
Wait.
Alright, same thing. Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
Guy.
Have you considered joining the mighty works of Han? Have you
A dry, barren wasteland, like something out of a war zone. You're not sure if it's based upon a real place or carefully designed to create the right mood.
Better be careful what I touch. Anything could be a carrier for malware in here.
Not those chains, though.
It's the mole file representing epinephrine.
Alright, we downloaded it. Yes, time to let our friends from THE help us because I fucking love that thing. We've got to find a way to hack into it, though. We got coins.
It's different from mine. There's a message on the panel. It won't bring up the menu. Ugh, how much of this slop do I want in my pockets? Ugh.
That's the thing, is that if we, we've got coins, but we've already got, like, all it does is create slop, so...
The fork won't fit in the seams around the edges. If I could find something more precise, though.
More precise than a fork.
Either it's got some pretty tough shielding, from the look of it.
So we need to break into the food machine to get our wetware on it.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
See if we can get anything more out of
The guy in the bed? I know what's wrong with him. He's contracted a human resources Trojan.
How would you know this? Have you been trancing with him? Because then we might have to quarantine you as well.
No, I had a friend come down with it.
Okay, then. I can get something to help. Unfortunately, I can only try to stabilize him for now. We have to wait for a specialist before we can try anything stronger.
the utility drone.
It probably carries things around the building. Looks like it's full of medical stuff.
Scalpel and normal
Hey,
inject.
what are you doing to that drone?
I was just checking out the hardware. It's quite some gear you guys have.
I've done all I can for the moment. Let me know if he gets any worse, okay?
That guy is fucking useless at his job. It's just like, let me bring in something that's got like a scalpel in it and let you...
Wow, this is some really old hardware. It's going to need some upgrading if I want to make it produce anything complex.
Oh wow, okay. Got an optical module and a memory block.
Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex. A standard 1 terabyte memory block. This was apparently the only recipe available to Cell's food machine.
Hypodermic injection. Doesn't look like it's loaded with anything. We're gonna have to fill it with
It's the mole file representing epinephrine. There isn't much I can do with it myself. I should find something to load it onto.
Right. Well, hopefully we should be able to Alright, so we got the epinephrine on the memory.
I hope it understands its new orders. Unless it's a component, I don't think it wants anything in there. Looks like they cut costs by only giving the module a tiny lens. I'm going to need to find something bigger in order to produce anything more complex.
Oh, you know where there's a big lens? On the camera. I was... Do. Scalpel on a camera.
This might be useful.
Put a high-grade lens on the
I've
optical
upgraded the
module.
optical component with the camera's super-powered lens. There. It should be a lot more sensitive with that now. Let's see what it can do now. It didn't sound like the machine enjoyed that. At least it managed to make me a cartridge of epinephrine. The cartridge is mounted in the ejector.
Let's put the table back where we found it. Want a security camera of wide angle and shush, Rick, shush.
Now let's see if he holds up his end of the bargain.
Achievement unlocked, Hippocratic Oath. Well, you're still stuck in a wall.
Feeling better?
A whole lot, thanks. I managed to get rid of the knockoff. Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do now?
From here? Not much, but I could give you some options.
I need more than helpful suggestions.
I've got control of one of the utility drones. They use them for moving kit around the building.
I might be able to escape if I was better equipped.
Atta girl. I've sent you the link to the drone. She'll be in your hub.
Excellent.
You sure you're going to be alright?
Yeah, now that Chatty Cathy's out of the way, I'll work on getting myself out of this sim next. You work on leaving Cell, and give Jinsel my regards.
Autopsy lab, huh? Surgical apparatus, holograms. It's powered down. Apparently the utility drone you inhabit can't communicate with it. Okay. Good thing Guy's breach wasn't into that drone built into the ceiling, otherwise you won't get very far. Okay. Well, there we go. There's the drone. Okay, maybe I just don't need anything from this room. Guy's breach is just the goatsy bracelet! Cathy! Oh, that's brilliant. Hey, Art, look after yourself. We will see you soon, I'm sure. Can't reach it with your vantage point on the floor. The synthetic is offline. The drone can't establish a data connection with it. The office is locked. Apparently these agents are following their security procedures manual. I mean, am I just... It doesn't appear to notice your drone. No wonder there's so many of them rolling Cell. Right. So I've got a drone. It's Mandela making brum brum noises as she drives. Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Right.
You won't sit still long enough to get it open.
Oh dear.
Come on, shoo!
Warning, power contact lost.
Brilliant. The solution from the Daleks. I made another Doctor Who pun.
It's bigger on the inside.
Is it? I noticed.
This might be useful.
Cutting laser. Oh, hello, air vent. Oh, I killed Rumbacan. Chapter 5, Germination. 8 hours later.
Dr. Lau, you have a visitor.
Oh.
Good evening, Dr. Lau.
Hello? And you are...
Surely you recognize him.
Obviously not. F's and chat for Rumbacan.
I'm afraid you'll have to enlighten me.
This is Dr. Vargas, the Central Operations Coordinator.
Oh, right,
Now,
that guy.
Galatea, there's no need to be quite like that. The fact that I am not widely recognized perhaps indicates how successful we are.
This is meant to be Ricardo
you're right,
Montalban.
Father. Vargas? Dr. Eduardo Vargas?
Quite so, Dr. Lau.
What brings you from the Fulcrum Tower, sir?
A most grave matter, I'm afraid. One I believe you specifically to be most suited to handle.
Shall I, Father?
Please do, Galatea.
Central, I believe the audio EM capture system in this room to be faulty. Please run a deep diagnostic on the system.
Certainly, Miss Vargas. Beginning scan.
We have perhaps 2 minutes until the diagnostic cycle is complete.
Dr. Lau, have you heard of a gentleman by the name of Baxter?
He's important enough to have a minion to do is, do you know who I am bragging? And this is definitely Ricardo Montalban, yeah? This is like Ricardo Montalban on the fancy island.
Dr. Adam Baxter, convicted murderer?
And a brilliant engineer in his time.
Yes, I've heard of him. My partner had a history with him. His parole hearing and eventual release really got to Dr. Regis.
Quite so. Poor Viksha. I don't think Charlie ever got over it. And unfortunately, it appears that he's taking things into his own hands.
You have a connection to Regis as well?
Quite so. He worked for me in a research team, as did Baxter in the same project.
And Viksha Regis?
Precisely. We lost half of the team in one fell swoop that day.
Dr. Lau, when did you last see Dr. Regis?
Last night, before Central went into siege mode. Why? What's happened?
This morning, Dr. Baxter was found dead in his workplace.
Oh, no. Oh, Charlie, no.
Oh, no.
I share your concern, Dr. Lau.
Central believes Dr. Regis to be the most likely suspect. He would have known that Central would be unable to provide oversight during the siege.
And he had no shortage of motive, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You're the controller of Central Operations. Why would you need to cut the camera feed with a trick like that?
I apologize, but for the sake of city security...
Yeah, can't tell me. Classified, ultraviolet A, etc.
I'm glad you understand.
I might understand, but I'm not happy about it.
Noted, Dr. Lau.
It just doesn't sound like him, though. He had other outlets, like his garden.
I don't fully agree with Central's assessment either. That is why I'm activating you on this case.
You want me to investigate Baxter's murder with my partner as the prime suspect? Isn't that a pretty serious conflict of interest?
It is within my prerogative to select agents I feel appropriate for casework, if necessary. Using it to aid an old friend, a good man, like Charlie Regis, I think that's worthwhile.
Remember that your primary responsibilities are to the law and to this city.
I think I've heard enough.
That's good to hear. I'll have Galatea email the case data to you. If I can be of any further help, don't hesitate to drop by my office.
At the top of the Fulcrum Tower. Make an appointment beforehand.
Diagnostic cycle of monitoring systems complete. No wetware or firmware anomalies detected. However, please ask Dr. Regis to stop obstructing the lens assembly.
I wish you luck with your work, Dr. Lau, for Regis's sake.
Alright, now Lau investigating another murder. This has got some twisty, turny stuff to the plot, huh? So, I don't trust Ricardo Montalban. I reckon Calm there is, I mean, he's the boss, right? He's gonna be behind everything. And obviously, like, the cool hacker girl is the real, knows what's really going on. Probably. Yeah, wow. Anyway, right. Save the game. Save the game, and maybe this seems like a good wrapping up spot. I know we're like, you know, a little less than the normal 2 hours we do, but I feel like with this is quite a good sort of like chapter spot to knock us off for the evening. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And quit the game. Put the Hallelujah chorus back on. Thanks everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for putting up with my Doctor Who wibbling earlier. Just for Kathy. Everyone else just like, oh, you know, what's he on about? Right, let's have a look and see who's online for a little raid. Okay. None of our usual suspects, friends of the stream, are currently streaming. But who we got here? Well, it could be interesting. Someone who Hawk has put onto before, Little Percent, aka Percy, is playing something called A Plague Tale Innocent. And they're quite nice, Percy. So, as I recall, so I think we'll get a raid over to them. Little Percent. Yeah, cheers for hanging out, everyone. Cheers for putting up with my silly nonsense, Doctor Who related nonsense. We got a raid message there. It's just a very generic raid message these days, for everyone. And back on Tuesday for Final Fantasy VII Remake and Doctor Who related nonsense. Yeah, back Tuesday for some Final Fantasy VII Remake, where I thought the game was ending, but it's not ending. There's more, so I've no idea what to expect, so we will find out. And we'll be back with this on Friday at 6 PM. Point and click fans. But in the meantime, we're going to go and see Little Percent with our raid messages, and I wish you all a lovely evening. Look after yourself. Goodbye.
Okay. Oh my goodness. That raid I heard. DJ Nerd! DJ Nerd Raiders, welcome in! We're so